Hello everyone and welcome to today's build. It is a base game only build today as well, and obviously as you can see it's going to be a modern one. It is a cold day here in Taranaki. I am huddled under a blanket talking to you guys and trying not to shiver. No, it's not that bad, but I am huddled under a blanket however because I am cold. No. I'm pretty sure it's snowing up on the mountain, but as I can't see the mountain because of all the rain, I am just guessing at this point in time. So as you can see here, I am working out the shape of the build and how it's gonna work out. I did work with an inspiration for this build, so I had an idea as to what I wanted to do and how I was going to do it, but yeah, it's just working out the mechanics of it and how to make it take shape. You sort of look at something and you know, it's all very well to go, wow, okay, this is how you do that and this is how you do that, but then you actually have to go and do it and you're like, this doesn't quite work, and no, I don't quite like that. But I did like the little skylight in the roof. I thought that was neat. And it kind of works with the, you'll see later, the windows that go in. So it sort of runs up the windows up there, and then there's like a little skylight that matches it above there. So I think that was really cute. But it is taking shape now, as you can see. So it's starting to look a little better. And I quite liked the big sort of carporty type roof at the front. I thought that was something a little bit different for me, and it was sort of just supported by one column in the inspiration that I took it from, so I just kept that up there. I guess it's just like I don't know, I'm not an architect. I don't know the physics of how to make those, like, you know, how physically they can sit there like that, those, you know, they're kind of just floating roofs. Yeah, I don't know how it works, but apparently it's a thing, and it can be done because I've seen it on houses. So hey, I'm not going to mess with physics. If somebody knows how to do it, then I trust them. I, however, do not. I just know how to build it in The Sims. But as you can see there, the window's running up that line, and then it goes into the little skylight. It's not like exactly a skylight because it's outside, not inside, but yeah, it is deliberately supposed to be a gap in the roof so you can sort of see the windows and stuff and get light coming in, I think is the idea behind that. That was how it was in the inspiration anyway, so I just copied that. I'm not sure if I keep that colour brown or even if I keep that door. So things are still very much moving and changing, and yeah, I'm getting sort of different ideas as to what colours I want to do. Definitely a lot of white's going to be in this build. I mean, a lot of the modern stuff does have a good amount of white. I guess not everything, it kind of depends on the build, but in this particular one, white was definitely a key colour in the palette. So I think I do keep that brown, and then mixing it up with a bit of a lighter beige colour as well. I think I do change that wall. I don't think it sits quite so high. I decided to do like a half wall. I'm not working to a budget in this particular build, so you know, I've got a little bit more freedom than usual to do whatever I like. So that's nice. Quite often I'll do like a starter home or something like that in the base game. So it's nice just to have free reign to do whatever I please. I'm just working out how I want these windows to sit, because in the inspiration it was just like a big clear pane, but of course this is base game and the panes are quite large for the clear ones. There wasn't sort of like a in between kind of size. You know, like your Snowy Escape style panes, which have like, you know, a bit of the wall on either side, but it sort of sits in the middle. Yeah, it doesn't, we don't have that in base game, so that's fine. I can work around that, not a big deal. So I did work around it. And I'm just changing the wall to match the light brown beige color that is in the building as well. So I think it's really starting to take shape now. I'm starting to think about the landscaping, because I'm happy with the shape of the building as such. So just looking at what I want to do for the landscaping and how that's all going to sit, because I am conscious of I still want to have space there for the car to sit and the carport. So that's where that's going to go, and then just a pathway through to the house. And I think I do like a little garden around the front there. Yeah, so I do it like a little bit more enclosed, just to add that privacy level, but I didn't want to have it connected to the back garden, because again, I just didn't want, like, you know, people like other Sims just walking in there, because you know what they're like. What if I get famous or something? I mean, it's a base game, so maybe I don't, but it depends. But you know, I don't want to just put anybody wandering into the backyard, so I still kept that separated off, but it's like a little social area. Have a little chit chat around the front to maybe people you meet on the street, as you do when you're in Sims. I guess you can do in real life as well. I try to avoid it wherever possible, because you know, I avoid people if I can. Me being an introvert and all, I'm just like, I'd rather sit home and talk to people on my microphone and chitter-chatter away, and hopefully they're listening and enjoying it. I don't know. So for the gardening side of things, the landscaping, I kept it pretty simple. I didn't go too wild with like flowers or anything like that. It's very much a modern house, so I'm going for a modern vibe, modern contained vibe with the gardening. So I do put a few flowers in there, just around the back particularly, just to add sort of a pretty vibe, but yeah, pretty contained and within the sort of space that the garden is allocated. That's where the garden goes. So as you can see, I'm just drawing in with the terrain paint the space where the garden is going to be sitting around the back. And a little bit of a little garden there, and then it's going to be a little play area there for the kids. I'm going to paint that in too, just to make it a little bit more natural, I think is probably the best way. Like it's just like a little worn path that the kids have made as they run out towards their little single kids area. It's a little bit sad for kids, but I mean, you know, kids will just make do. They will do as they please. Well, I mean, they won't do as they please, but they'll have fun in the space that they have. They're good at making fun out of like very little. That's the wonder of kids. So I'm going to continue the theme of running the windows up the house, which you'll see throughout the build. But right now I'm putting in some flowers, and just as I said, I didn't go too complicated on this. I kept it pretty simple with the styles of plants that I did, and yeah, just using the plain bushes and a bit of the are they pine trees? No, cypress trees? Some sort of tree. If I haven't said it before, I'll say it again. I'm not a real life gardening person. I really like landscaping in Sims, but in real life, no. No. I'm not a gardener at all. So maybe I just take out my gardening energy in Sims and do it all there. Okay, so just getting some pool furniture in there, because we've got a lovely pool. It's something that's going to be quite pretty. And you can put in another little plant in the corner just to fill that space. And here goes our lighting into the pool. And I've got it all over the place, but that's fine. It's doing its job. And now moving into the inside, and I've got the fun job of working out what we're going to do for the floor plan. And obviously we're going to need some stairs going in there as well. So I'm just having a think about where I am going to put those stairs. And just how the whole layout is going to go. So just sort of working that out at the moment. So thinking about like a bathroom there. Oh no, that's going to be my entranceway. Sorry. It was all turned around. So yeah, just thinking about the windows going in there and how that's sort of all gonna connect throughout the build. Putting some lights in so we can see what we're doing. That's always a good start. So I like the position of the stairs. That worked out pretty well, and it's just going to be on the side of the entranceway coming into the building, into the home. And we're going to have the kitchen running off to the other side of the entranceway and then into the dining area there. And then it's just going to be a living area over on that side with a bedroom actually. So it's not like going to be like huge and spacious, but it's not a huge and spacious build. I think it's on a Potter's Place, so I'm pretty sure that's a 30 by 20 lot, so it's not like it's a huge space, but I think it'd do pretty well not to make it too squashy for the bedrooms and stuff. So that's going to be the basic layout of my living area, and then there's just going to be a long half bath there, so it's just going to be a toilet and the basin, just for the guests to pop in there and do their business and pop on out again. So just playing with the idea of running up the more of the windows up the side there, and so that's going to be another bed, sort of like a guest bedroom in there, or I don't know, like if you have a butler. I don't know what you're going to do with the room, it's up to you. But yeah, it's in a double bed. I did check it out just to make sure that it was still accessible for the sim to get down there. If you've got like half a grid space, it should be pretty good for a sim to be able to get in and out and do their thing. So it's a pretty basic room. I don't keep that colour. I don't know why I did that colour. Oh, I think I was sort of thinking green and orange, but no, I don't keep that theme. And then I'm still working out what I'm going to do around with the doors, because I didn't like the door. That wasn't quite working for me. It's just, I don't know, it just wasn't quite the right look. But I really liked the slatted door, is that the best way to put it? It's like got the windows running up it, and that matched the windows running up the house. So I thought that was quite good. I thought that complemented the style that I was doing in the build, so that's what I went with. So then we've got our kitchen going in there. I'm using the Schmapple fancy stuff, so it's not going to be a cheap build because, you know, I'm using the fancy stuff. I'm just working out what I wanted to do as far as the entranceway there, and then I'm thinking half walls. That's a good solution, so yeah, voila. So not a huge entrance in there, but I mean that's more than enough room for a sim to go in there, and so that gives us more counter space. And I'm going to put the breakfast bar in along there as well, and then into the dining area. So there's plenty of space to sit down and have something to eat. And then I decided I wanted to do the half walls a little bit higher at one point as well. I noticed that when I was doing the tour of the build and checking out. I'm pretty sure I play tested this as well, so it should be okay. I do miss things though, so you know, if you do download it from the gallery and if there's ever any issue, just feel free to tweet me or put a message on my build on YouTube, since the old gallery still doesn't have comments at the moment. So I am looking at what I want to do with the windows. What was I talking about? Oh, the half walls. Yeah, so I wanted to put them up a little bit, just so there was like a little bit of a divide between them. And I found that if you don't, I don't know, if it flies flat, which I have done in the past, sometimes like some of the stuff gets stuck on there. Like they'll put like glasses of water or something on there, and then they can't reach them and stuff like that. I don't know. There's something weird about it. Or maybe it was just something going on with the particular game I was playing this one time when I noticed it. Who knows? So I am just working out the lounge and what colours I want to do with the lounge here. So I'm thinking about black and orange, or chocolate and orange, and I don't know. We'll see what I end up doing, but I just flicking it back over to the dining area at the moment, putting in my dining hutch and another shelf to pop in the corner there. I don't think it ends up being too dark in terms of colours and that sort of thing, so I didn't noticeably think it was dark, because I was very conscious of wanting to keep it modern, as a modern vibe, because yeah, I mean, you know, I'm working with Basegame here, so doing the best that I can with the stuff that I got. And I think I did pretty good. To give it that sort of that modern up-to-date kind of vibe that I was going for. I was pretty happy with that. So just working out the wall colors at the moment. I do jump around a little bit when I build sometimes. I set out with the intention that I'm going to build room by room, but yeah, sometimes it just doesn't work that way. It's just the way I am. So we've got darker floor there, which is I think it's a herringbone one. Is it? Is it? I forget. Anyhow, just working out what colours I'm going to do, and the bedroom is going to change. I think I go for blue or something. I don't know. I can't remember. I mean, I only looked at it yesterday. My memory. Yeah, it was blue. I went for more of a blue colour theme in that room. So, honestly, I'm lucky to remember my name some days, I think. It just goes in my brain and out the other side. So working on the curtains, so I'm just going to do the simple straightforward curtains with the immaculate shelving over top, just to use it as a curtain rail hider, and use a couple of blinds on there just to block those off like that. I was going to say, I think I changed the colour on the wood just to match the wood in the bedroom to carry that theme through, and just put a bit of paintings on the wall as well, and some decorations on the dresser. Boom, ba-dum, boom, 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 boom. Done. So the living room. Just got to work out where I wanted to put my decorations, add a bit of life to the room, but I think we're just about close to done with this. Oh, I've got to do the kitchen decorations, obviously. Got to add in our little bits of clutter. I mean, there's not a lot of space for clutter, so I didn't go too wild on that because I was very conscious of making it usable for the Sims so that they could still cook in there and that sort of thing. So yeah, I didn't go too wild with the clutter because of that. Alright, so just working on the lighting that I want to put in there, and this is basically my go-to lighting in Basegame builds, and to be honest, I use it a lot in lots of builds because it is awesome lighting. And it's one of those pieces of lighting that I know isn't going to be annoying for the Sims, like it's not going to block off space or, you know, be difficult to get around. So now is the joyous joy of working out my floor plan for the top floor. So I've obviously had the placement for my stairs, so I'm happy with those. So it's just working out how I want the bedrooms to go. So we've got one bedroom downstairs, and we're going to get 3 bedrooms on the top level, as well as the master bathroom. I think this is only 4 bedrooms, 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. So I generally like to do more bathrooms than that, but as I said, this isn't a huge build, and you know, we've got a pool and a decent sized backyard and stuff, so on a 30 by 20 lot, I think that's not too bad. And this is me just deciding that I wanted to do contrast windows. So yeah, that's why I'm changing the colors on there. I'm just decided that, yeah, actually, you know what, it'd look really cool if the windows were contrast. So that's what I'm doing there. And then this is going to be the master bathroom going in here, and you'll see me do something a little bit different. So I did like this isn't a little bit different part. So I did the toilet separate because I thought, well, if it's like you know, 4 bedrooms worth of Sims in the house, however you want to do that, they will probably need like a separate bathroom upstairs, separate toilet upstairs as well, so they can come and go from that if somebody's having a shower or something. So the little bit of different thing that I'm going to do involves having a little divider in the room. As far as I think you're going to see me start to work on this now. It's just working out what I wanted to do here. So I'm going to use that wall hanging there to create like a divider. Sometimes I don't know, I just get creative like this and I want to do stuff like this. I don't know why. And I think it actually looked okay. Came out pretty good. So I was happy with it. But yeah, sometimes I just like to do these things. So then I had the fun of trying to get it back to back with each other. It took a little bit of fussing around, but I got there in the end. Because it had like little spiky bits poking through. But there you go. So it's like a bit of a thinner divider than if I like used a one grid wall. So like it's smaller than 1 grid wide. So it's not sticking out so wide in the room. That was kind of the idea behind it, is like I didn't want to do like a full wall piece just sticking out. So this is me just being creative with it and using the wall hanging to create a little divider between the walls. And yes, it wasn't necessarily an easy little trick to do. It just took a bit of fussing around, but yeah, I got there in the end. But no, it did the job, and I think it's effective. But getting it right isn't always easy. So there we go. I think I'm pretty happy with that. So I'm just going to redecorate the walls, and look, there's my little divider. So, you know, it's like cuts off the end of the counter, and just, I don't know, I just thought it looked neat. Just makes it like a little vanity unit, I guess, like a big one. So just getting the decorations in up on the shelving, because they were not snapping, I don't think. So just doing the old Control F9, lifting it up, getting it on the shelf. So I think that's actually quite a nice little vanity area. I was quite proud of myself for that. One of those things. So just working on what I'm going to do to decorate the rest of the bathroom here. So just getting in the bathroom shelving and a plant on top, just to add a little bit of greenery to there, and the lighting. And I guess then I have to think about what colours I'm going to do on the walls. Did I go with black? I don't think did I stick with black and do black and white? Yeah. Bathroom decoration. There's not like much that you can do with decorations on the bath in terms of getting things that snap on there, unfortunately, when it's just using Basegame. So I don't really often decorate baths because of that if I'm doing a Basegame build, because there's not much that actually snaps on there. I think like the hand pump, I think that does, and the toothbrushes I think do, but I think that's about it. And if I've already used them on the basin, it's just like, yeah, I don't always want to reuse them again. So then we're going through to the first bedroom. So this is going to be, I think, toddler. Is it toddler or young kids? One of the two. Kids, I think. So it's going to be a kids' room. And I'm just using the cute little Basegame. I mean, I quite like the Basegame stuff for the kids. I mean, it's fine. I think it's pretty good as far as kids stuff goes. So I don't mind decorating kids' rooms with the kids stuff. It's just the wallpaper is the only thing that I don't like with the Basegame kids stuff these days, to be honest. Yeah, because I think the rest is all fun. There's like little toys, the little, like the bed and the dresser and the bookshelf and all that stuff. I mean, that matches, like the toy chest and stuff. I mean, I think that's great. I actually think it's pretty good. But yeah, it's just the wallpaper that kind of sucks. So that's the only thing. So I'm just copying and pasting the flooring down, going a little bit lighter on the flooring than the black that I ran throughout the house. And then I realised that I hadn't put a door to the bathroom. Of all the things to forget, the door. So I just had to do a little shift around, but it was fine. It was fine. I just had to move towels. But yeah, I was like, oh, I can't get into the bathroom. The door. Oh well. I actually wanted to have a separate entrance for the toilet as well that didn't go through the bathroom. But unfortunately, just with the layout of it, because it's just long and skinny, yeah, I couldn't make it work. I just couldn't. So yeah, I didn't. It's just got to have an entrance in through the bathroom and in through the kids' room. So it is what it is. I was just thinking I probably should have put a potty in there, shouldn't I? But I mean, this is a kid's room, not like a toddler room, so it's okay without a potty. So I'm just doing a bit of decoration, getting some of the decals up on the wall, and deciding that I don't like that wallpaper, so I'm going to do something else. But with all the decals on the wall, I think it's fine to do like a plainer wallpaper with the kids' rooms, because it's decorated anyway. Ah, the sad clown. So yeah, that's fine with the decals on it. And then we have the fun job of working out the rest of the floor. So 2 double bedrooms going into the rest, and I think that's off. Yeah, I was going to say that's going off to the balcony as well. So there's a door going out to the balcony there. I'm trying to think, did I do like little walk-in wardrobes for these? I don't know if I did, but I think I did like a little wardrobe area. Yeah, like that. That's exactly what I did. But not like a walk-in, not a walk-in area, but like a little wardrobe area, and I think that was nice. And I'm pretty sure I do change up the wallpaper and stuff in these rooms. I don't remember them being that dark. Oh, ignore this completely, please. I was trying something and it was a fail. An utter failure. I was like just trying it out. I was like, oh, will this work? Will this work? And it's just no. Not in that size room. It needs to be a much bigger room. And a different vibe as well. I was like, no, this is not modern. What am I doing? So it's just me having a little experiment and just going like, no, this is just terrible. What am I doing? It doesn't suit the vibe of the house at all. Anyway. I had fun playing with it, so I guess that's the main thing. I just wanted to just try something different for the bed, but I was like, no, it's a fail. Fail. The idea is there, but not for this house and not for that size room. It needs to be for a much bigger room, that sort of thing. I was like, oh no, that's horrible. Bye. Fun. Anyhow, ignore me being silly. Okay, so we're getting in our furnishing, just using the Sims 3 camera just to wiggle those around a little bit. I cannot build in the Sims 3 camera at all. I've tried. The movement is, I'm used to the Sims 4 movement, not the Sims 3 movement, so I just can't cope with it. Putting in the windows that run up the side of the building and through to the bedrooms there. So just getting those in there. And this is where the point where I'm like, no, I need to change that roof. So I'm just doing that now with a half wall. And just so it doesn't stick up so much and it feels a little bit more organic with the architecture of the home. So I think that looks a lot better as it is. So I think that was a very good decision, changing the height of that. Just a simple little change. And I mean, it's not, yeah, it's not a massive change, but it does make a difference to the whole shape of the build. Oh yeah, I was deciding whether or not I wanted to put a skylight there, but no, that did not work. So I just got a little computer nook going in there, just into that little space, and I think a couch will go there too, yeah. And then I'm going to look at the whole curtain situation. So just because of the way that I've stacked the windows, the curtains were actually a little bit fussy to get in there at the height that I wanted, because they were sitting too high just with the way they were stacked. So I had to get rid of the windows and heighten the curtains. Me trying to get the words out. Oh, that was not coming out right at all. But anyway, got there in the end. But it did take a little bit of fussing around to get the curtains right with those, yeah, with the heights of the windows as they were. But that's okay. It's all very manageable. And this is me just having to play around with the size of the room, and I think it was the other room that we're going to work on shortly. It just was a little small, I think. Yeah, it was, because I realised that if I was putting a bed in sideways, there wasn't going to be a lot of space for the sim to walk past. So that's why I resized that room a little bit, just did a quick change around. And using in the lovely fancy bedding, I actually went with a bit of a different colour palette on this one. So it's kind of like a pinky kind of vibe, which I thought was quite cool. I actually really like how this turned out in the end. I think it was quite pretty. So it's sort of like the pink and the chocolate, which is nice. You know, whenever I think of pink and chocolate, I don't know who would remember these, because I'm old and ancient, and maybe this is not a memory that most people have, but from reading the Sweet Valley High books, and Jessica from the Sweet Valley High books, she had like the Hershey room or something, so because her walls were chocolate in her room. So whenever I think of chocolate and pink, I think of Jessica from Sweet Valley High. Random memory, but that's what I do. It's just one of those memories I associate with her is chocolate and pink. So just working out spacing, I think, at this stage, and what I'm going to do there. I was just thinking about, I know what I was doing. I was working out whether or not that entrance was still going to work to the bedroom. I was just seeing whether or not I wanted that door to be somewhere else, because I was deciding whether or not I could get away with a walk-in closet for that room, but the decision was no, I can't. So just putting in some TVs there instead of the couches, just for something different. I mean, it's a modern home. I mean, you can have modern devices in a modern home. Am I right? And the whole idea is that you can watch TV from bed. Not that Sims really do they? I'm just trying to think. I don't think I've ever seen a Sim sort of lying in bed watching TV, even if you have a TV in the room. I mean, it's not something generally, if I've got the Sim in bed, they're going to sleep, right? Or they're woohooing. But no, not watching TV. But I could be wrong about that. I don't know. I haven't deliberately tried it. But I don't think they do it. I think they tend to like to sit when they're watching TV rather than lie down and watch TV in bed. But it seems like something they should do, right? Like lie down in bed and watch TV. I mean, it's things that us humans can do, so I don't know. Anyhow, just doing like a little upstairs living room area up here for the family, so they can be upstairs and spending time together, maybe on the computer. So it's a nice little place, nice little space for the family just to still spend time together. And I was just switching around the balcony there. Hopefully I fixed that window because that's wonky. Yep. Yikes. And that's right, I was putting a second window in there as well, just to keep that consistent and get a little bit of light into that living room area. I was working on what I wanted to do with the rugs. Obviously rugs are a bit of a challenge with Basegame only, but you know, it's a challenge I'm up to. And just doing some wall art really, and I think we're just about done with it all. What am I doing now? Cars. So say, why am I going into debug? Cars, of course, because, you know, it's the only place you can get them. So just having a quick look around, making sure I'm happy with everything, changing colours. And I think I didn't put a rug in the living room. Oh well. I mean in the dining room. Anyway, let's take a wee look at what we did. I think it's really pretty and modern. And it's only Basegame, can you believe it? So there you go. You can do all sorts of things with all the Basegame stuff. It's just as versatile as the full game, with all the little packs and stuff on it. As you see, I put lighting on the outside there. I don't know if we did that earlier, but I do go through and check things as I'm doing a play test, just to add things along the way. Make sure I have like things like doors out to the balcony and things like that I often forget, and rubbish bin and mailbox, which again I often forget. But I think I'm really happy with the layout of the outside of the house and how that came together. So yeah, I think that's cool. So let's take a look on the inside. So look, I know there's dark colours on the wall and the flooring, but I actually don't think it feels too dark because of the bright orange of the furniture. And there wasn't, I did put a rug under the dining area, so look, there is a rug under there now. And then going through to the kitchen, so just kept it with the wood rather than going with the tile in the kitchen, and I think that worked out quite nicely because again we're using the lighter counters in there. And then the blue in the bedroom downstairs, I think that's nice with the brown wood. And then upstairs into the living area, the upstairs living area, so carrying through the sort of the orange and the brown again, and going with black and white in the bathroom upstairs, which I think ended up looking really nice. And then of course we've got the toilet in the room next door, and into the kids room up there, so using the blue and the brown again, well, sort of the orangey colour, and then bringing still got that orange and brown kind of vibe through to one of the master bedrooms and into the second master bedroom up here in the double bedroom. And we went for a lighter sort of pinky brown in that one, and that's our build. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye!